Hello friends, hello, happy day and happy moment wherever you are. I'm Jen from Personal Power Life Coaching and Life Living, and thanks for joining me today on this beautiful day. It is gradually warming up here in New York, so little by little, day by day. Some days are warmer than others, so even though it's not as hot as I would love it to be, I am just pretending that it is, and so we're in our summer vibe energy flow. So today's video is on a really fascinating topic that may touch you. It may resonate with you if you are watching this video. I got a bit of a late start today because I went to the dentist this morning to discuss getting veneers for the top row of my teeth, and I was expecting to be there for maybe maximum 1 hour. I thought less. I mean, when I go for my Invisalign appointment, it's not more than 30 or 45 minutes max. And I was thinking this would be comparable, but it wasn't. I got there at 11:45 for my appointment, and I was there for an hour and a half, and pretty much I had just barely seen the specialist. So I was a little bit antsy. I also haven't had breakfast, and now it's already going to be 3 p.m. in New York, so that is a longer fast than I imagined. But anyhow, the main purpose of the video that I thought was a topic that can resonate is the feeling of wasting time and regretting things, like regretting that you did something or that you didn't do something, or going through a whole process and then discovering that it was all for nothing. Like on the surface of it, you think, well, that was for nothing because it didn't generate the outcome that I thought I wanted. So that is essentially what happened, what I felt happened at some point. But I am just reminded by spirit, by the universe, and by my angels that nothing is ever wasted in your time on earth. Nothing is ever to be taken for granted or a waste of your time, because it's all about what you're living in that moment and how you're experiencing that moment, the thoughts you're thinking, and just how you make it through and how you live through it. And to know that whatever you feel the outcome should have been for you, like you think, well, it should have been better for me. I should have had a better experience. I should have gotten what I wanted, what I thought I wanted. And then realize or remembering that there were other people involved in the process of what you were doing. So really, like, nothing is wasted because you were relating to other people, you were connecting with other people, communicating your time. Who knows, you were just supposed to be there at that point in time. So that is where you were meant to be. And in terms of decisions, you were making the best choice for yourself at that moment with the information available to you. So you had no more information than what you had at hand for you to decide. Even if you very deliberately and analytically made your conclusion and decision, or if it was superficial, it was still what you had at hand. So this is why sometimes if you're making even more important, significant decisions in life, I like to preface it by setting an intention in that it may be aligned with my highest good, and that I truly be in a space of love and compassion. And when I make that choice or decision, for it to be aligned from a space of peacefulness and love, focusing on the love rather than focusing on the desperation to get to a certain point or have a certain thing. It's all about the energy, because the more you remember in the future, hey, when I made that choice or I did that thing, I was in a good space, I was in a good energy, I had my heart in the right place, I had good intentions for myself. And that is truly very important when we are making our choices, so that when we look back, we don't have to fear excessively that we're making a mistake. Okay? Because things won't always go our way, but no matter what, you have been collecting information. So you collected information now, you have that now in your knowledge bank, and now you can move ahead in life, and now you can take the next step, whether that is towards the right or the left or in front of you. You know now with that information, what is the best decision now to take? So it's really about being more resourceful with our mindset. And so that's why now I'm being resourceful with my time, and I am making a beautiful honeydew melon juice with ginger and turmeric. And I have already loaded the machine with some of the other honeydew pieces. And today, friends, we are juicing a total of about 605 grams of honeydew with ginger and turmeric. So I am loading up the machine right now with the ginger and turmeric, and we're going to start the juicing so that we can all enjoy it together. And oh, there it goes. Here's some notifications and everything. Right? You get busy doing one thing and suddenly other things pop up. So it's all good, and it's all good in the hood. So let's go ahead and enjoy our juicing so that perhaps you may be inspired to make your own juices. Today we're making a delightful juice, honeydew melon. If you have access to melons, any kind of melon, it is so marvelous to juice them and to delight in that pure hydration. It's a blessing. So I am thankful to Spirit and to my life right now for the divine opportunity to connect and to create this magical, mystical, magnificent, marvelous juice of love and light and well-being and patience. Has landed. This is the centrifugal machine, not the very best of juicers because of the spinning motion. Apparently the spinning motion, it heats up the substances, the foods more as opposed to crushing it, and technically you're not getting as much of the juice from the fruits and veggies. However, it does the job for now when I have it in my wherewithal and desire to get and invest in a pricier one that is with a crushing mechanism, which they do have them out there on the market, then we shall get that. But for now, this is our beloved juicer. It's a blessing and a luxury. So if you can invest in your own small juicer, you know, it could be a tremendous investment to get yourself a great juicer, because you can juice fruits and vegetables and enhance your alkalinity, help your blood cells to have more oxygen, have yourself receive more vital nutrients, minerals, the vitamins, all the vibrant components in the pure compacted form. And don't worry about not getting the fiber, because then you will also be complementing the rest of your nutrition in the day with vegetables and fruits that are very complementary to your digestive tract and will optimize you, alkalinize your body, and counteract any diseases that you may be experiencing. But the key is consistency, right? Not just doing it once in a while, or like doing it 1 week because you're super motivated, and then next week, you know, just said, oh, you know, I got over that. It has to be consistent, and that's just how it goes. Consistency, just keep it going. It's not about speed. It's just about gradual progress. Just keep it moving along, okay? It's not a race. It's just a never-ending process, and that is life, right? You don't think about life as, let me get to the end, or maybe you do. But even if that's the case, I'm sure that when you think that, Perhaps you want to get more out of life, make these moments more meaningful, have more fun. So these moments can be meaningful. So enjoy your meaningful moments by enhancing and revitalizing your health. And perhaps if you have more nutritious and nourishing foods going into your body, you'll have more love and passion for life, and that zest and enthusiasm will infuse in your mindset and mentality with a greater desire to live more fully and maybe even longer, or just more fully and more happily in every day, in every instant. So that is the product of juicing, at least from this corner of the wellness universe. And you can see how it has come out. I'm tipping it over to get any remaining liquid. See those drops? I like to enjoy every precious droplet. So I'm going to replace the cap on the bottom so that the spillage is contained. You can see the lovely colors. The yellow orange is from turmeric. Then we've got the ginger and the HoneydewMelon foaminess there. I'm going to use this magnificent poker glass, and let me, having our trusty handy dandy scale for precision. Yes, yes, there we go, friends. Turning it on, and you can set it to ounces. Again, so today's message is about living without regret and knowing that no time is wasted, no matter how much you think it is. Even if you're sitting in the taxi or sitting in traffic, well, that's just really where you're meant to be. That's where you were supposed to be at that time for your highest good. And there are bigger forces at work than what we can understand. So a lot of it is also knowing that we don't have to know all the ins and outs. We just have to trust and go with the flow of how life is set up for you. Look at that beautiful color. It's so fascinating, isn't it? Well, I find it very magical. And just so you know, that is only achieved with turmeric because it gives it that foaminess and that particular yellowness. And so here, as it says on the scale, that's 17.6 ounces. So 17.6, 0.7. And that's what we've got. And that is really a magical tropical juice. I will say this is our tropical juice to live without regrets. So no regrets, right? No matter what's been happening, no matter where you were in time. It's a great success. I'm super glad that we've been able to share this moment. So again, the personal power message of today is to not fear or be concerned that you've wasted your time, or that you did the wrong thing, or what you should not have done, because truly you did the best that you could with the information available to you, and that's all you could have really done. And so maybe you can reframe the way that you're thinking. First of all, when you feel any regret, know that you are not your thoughts. You can identify and detach from the thought. So that is really key. I'll have my blackboard with me in future videos, but just know that we don't have to attach to our thoughts. We can detach from them. Know that you are not that thought, and that you are more than what you're thinking. Look at it and observe it, and just feel the emotion. Let that emotion pass through you. You don't have to take any action because of it. Maybe it makes you want to cry, or maybe it gives you a feeling of discomfort in your physical body. It can generate other thoughts, but this is where the practice of stillness and contemplation or meditation can be really helpful. When you've been having that practice, it can help you to stay still in those difficult thoughts, and rather than letting them get ahead of you and take over you and make you do something that will hurt you even further or others, you can take a step back and reclaim your self-mastery and power. And most of all, friends, I feel that compassion is very much needed for all of us, for myself. Rather than being hard on yourself and punishing yourself, just remind yourself you did the best you could. You did the best that you could with the information available to you at that point in time. And that is all that we can ask of ourselves. Unless you profess to be a psychic, which don't necessarily, we don't really need to do that. Not all of us can do that. We just do what we can. And the truth is that maybe we're not supposed to know how things are going to happen and unfold completely. And that has to be okay, because it just is how it is. Rather than fight against what is, what if we can make friends with that, make the best of it, garner the learnings and the experience and lessons from it, and move ahead, keep going, and know that things will be even happier than they are now, because life gets better and better with that intention, opening our heart, opening that mind, opening our thoughts, and doing whatever it takes in terms of your self-development to facilitate that. For instance, you could do meditation and prayer. You can do EFT, tapping, emotional freedom technique tapping, to diminish some of the tension and negativity that wells up and accumulates inside of our bones and our cells and our tissues, that can manifest as sickness. So doing what that takes, maybe it's about playing a sport, getting out and taking a walk, going to the gym. There are different techniques out there, but the key is to not use something that is destructive and harmful, like alcohol or drugs or overeating, emotional eating, because those will only help you to be distracted more from what's really going on, and then that's something else that you have to deal with and that you will regret. So take the learnings from whatever it is that happened and let go of the regret. Make peace with that fearfulness which underlies regret, because fear is at the bottom of all the things that feel bad emotionally. Fear, afraidness. So what are you afraid of? That you made a mistake. So what? What if you made a mistake? You're still alive. You can learn from it. If it really had not been the best thing to do, it wouldn't have happened. Because this is the way things turned out. So everything has led you to this point. Now is your point of power. Now is where you can choose to move ahead. Now is where you choose what you want to think now. Okay? So no longer need to be a prisoner of the past, but you can choose your power in the now to make your decisions to move ahead. Because we're all doing the best we can. And this is where that practice of compassion comes into play. Compassion towards yourself and towards others as the next step. But we can only be compassionate when we really know what that means towards you, and be forgiving and extend that to others who may have hurt us, or mostly just to ourselves, because when we feel hurt, we are hurting ourselves with our own thinking. So why did you think that thought as opposed to maybe a softer one, right? It could have been, you could have taken it a different way. So this is why it's such a profound and deep topic, and it touches us all. It means different things to different people, but there is no wasted time. That's impossible, because every moment is sacred and it's unfolding as it's supposed to be. And it's only being wasted, it's only labeled as wasted because it's being compared to something else that is considered to be more ideal. And so why is that more ideal? Perhaps for someone in that situation, it would still be wasted time and you would still be dissatisfied. It happened because it had to happen, because it did. That's it. Let's move on. Let's move ahead. It happened and it's over, and it's only real if you bring it up in your imagination. So I just feel that point so strongly right now. Like, that's what spirit, what my inner guide is just flourishing and blooming. Like, it's over. Let's move on, move ahead, let it go. Shrug it off, just shoo it away. Just say, I am not the same person that I was back then. I have no way to compare myself to who I was. You have no way to compare yourself. You can, but then you're just being stuck in the past and in a non-existent other state, which is not now, because it's just what you create yourself to be. And it's not the future, because that still hasn't happened except in your imagination. So if you have to choose between anything, and it's all a figment of our imagination anyhow, then perhaps I invite you to choose the happier version, the more positive, optimistic, uplifting version of what can be now. This is all part of your story, and maybe on a higher level, we can actually get to the next step of just trusting our soul knows everything, that your spirit and your soul is infinitely wise, intelligent, clever, capable, punctual, insightful. It knows exactly what is going on and what's supposed to happen. We're not alone. You are not alone. So no need to live with regrets. I want to vow to myself, I never need to feel regret. It's pointless and it's unnecessary. It's only a human concept based on fear. Fear that we made a mistake. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Who is to know? It was just what happened, so it was supposed to happen. It's like if you trip on the sidewalk, you could just say, oops, meant to do that. So think of that, next time you're walking down the sidewalk or you trip, you just trip for no reason, right? It happens, even at home. You just trip and it's kind of silly. You're like, well, I seem kind of foolish. Just whoops, meant to do that. Ha, laugh it off. Meant to do that. You were with someone you think was the wrong person. Meant to do that. I mean, we can also gradually learn to be lighthearted with ourselves. Lighthearted and carefree. So that's it for today, friends. It's been a blast. I came up with this just today because my day went on a little bit later than I thought it would, and I'm having the honeydew melon juice right now, as you've just seen on the video. This has been honeydew melon with turmeric and ginger, which is why we have that amazing tone, this hue. It's remarkable, and it's so nice. It's extraordinary. Just get your juice on. Get your juice on. Have more fruits and vegetables. Just be natural in your nutrition. If that's all right with you already, then awesome. I'm just sharing what the universe has led me to embrace at this point in time. So yeah, I guess we can't be afraid to make changes, and that can start with changing how we feel about our past by acknowledging, hey, it's not that important anymore because it's over. And it's only real if I bring it up in my imagination. So right now, let's imagine that as we finish our video, this personal power wellness segment, you're going to have a continued beautiful day and week. If it's your evening, then you're going to have a beautiful night of slumber and rest, resting in the arms of your creator, of your angels, surrounded by angels and guided swiftly into sweet dreams. And that you're going to have a marvelous weekend, and that you're going to feel really good for no reason, and that's okay. And that you don't have to work so hard or justify yourself. Just be yourself, be love, and be your own source of compassion and positive thinking. And that's it. Take it step by step. That's all we can do. Be open to receiving the good news, and something amazing is going to happen for you today. I could just feel it. So go ahead and keep being extraordinary. You're amazing and awesome. Everything is right on track. You're doing great. And life is a magical adventure. And I love you. Life loves you, and it's here to support you and wants the best for you. So you want the best for you. So have fun, be creative, share your passions, just whatever floats your heart's joy. So thank you for joining. I'm Jennifer from Personal Power Life Coaching and Wellness, and we've created a juice, we've discussed freedom, and I wish you all the best. See you next time. Lots of love. Bye for now.